All right. I was just over here talking about Michigan State football, but we're talking Michigan football.
We're talking Michigan football. Both are great.
It's going to be a
good season. Yes. Yes. We're trying to finish each other's sentences. It's going to be a good season.
Yes.
No, but it's good. It's nice.
Less than 3 weeks away.
I know. I'm very excited for it. I will be honest, going from summer to fall is one of the hardest transitions.
It is.
And I'm not even a student, but
Anymore?
No. But it's still exciting, and there's a lot. It's gonna be fun once we get into that football season. Once we get into back to school, well, then I'm there. I'm there 100%. But right now, I'm simmering into summer, and that's what we're doing over on Studio 10 today.
Right.
Kind of squeezing the last or scooping the last bit of summer out. And Claudia is live from the parlor over in Jackson. Yes,
Love the parlor.
it's iconic. It's historic, and they normally do cruise, like car cruises. Yeah, on Mondays. But because of the rain, or supposedly rain that we're getting,
We'll talk to Darrin about that later.
yes,
Have a word with him.
Yes. It's been canceled, but we're still having fun with ice cream and talking a little bit about kind of the uniqueness of their spot, the historic, how historic it is, and how it's not just summertime. You can get it all the time. And then the challenge that they do, with this kind of oomph of Joey Chestnut, all of us are like, we can eat more than we can. Yeah, so 21 scoops ice cream. Do you think you can do it in an hour? Go to the parlor and you'll find it out. But we'll hear from Claudia all hour long.
I used to go there after hockey, so like dead of winter we would go there for ice cream, as if we weren't cold enough.
It's you can. There's my grandma always used to say you can always, no matter how full you were too, ice cream always fills in those cracks. Like, yeah. So I love her. And then also too, now here locally, we have featured Hooked, which is a local bookstore in the past, but it's they just celebrated their 1 year anniversary, and now I know. And one of their things, like underneath their logo, it says books, coffee, wine, community. And they have all four of those. And then we're definitely showcasing the community part today because they are partnering with the Ingham County Health Department for Books for Babies, Coffee for You.
What?
So all August long, you can donate used books and you can kind of get free coffee. And then if you get a new book, if you get new books there, then it comes 20% off. So it's just kind of a nice like win-win situation. So we are going to talk all about that and talk about kind of the books that you're looking for because they're more kid books, of course.
Right.
So definitely tune in for that. And just another thing to put on your list of things to do. And then also on our show today, we'll be talking a little bit about how there are different funds, especially through Gray, which obviously owns us, how you can help the community over in Hawaii. So.
Yes, we've already gotten calls in the newsroom. Actually, I know we had a few today. I think we got some over the weekend. But people asking how they can help out, where they can go to donate. So we do have all of that on our website too. We'll be talking about that every newscast for quite a while.
Yeah, definitely. Anything you can do. I mean, it seems so far away, but it's home. There are a lot of people that were over there. I know I have a few friends that live in Maui. So definitely all the help is needed. So we will showcase all of that on our shows today. But definitely stay tuned. We are starting in our Monday. Kind of, on a sweet note with the ice cream, but also how you can help is another
little
thing.
bit of everything. It's like the Studio 10 Sunday, a little bit of everything.
Yes.
Like the little cherry on top.
Yeah, we're red just for that.
Yeah. Nothing to do with the AP Top 25 rankings being put out or anything.
Number 2, Michigan. Anyway, I'm excited for football regardless.
I am so excited for football this year. Did you watch the Lions? Because I know you're a Lions fan.
I did. I watched it a little bit. I was actually emceeing over at Lake Lansing on Friday. Yes, I did. So I wasn't able to really watch most of the game, but it was a great crowd. If you're still finding other ways to soak in the summer, I definitely recommend going to those summer series over at Lake Lansing Band Shell.
Yeah. It was really good time.
Yes. All right. Well, I got to get ready for the show. It's less than a half an hour.
You do. All right. This is where you can find everything Studio 10. They also have a great YouTube page where you can catch all of their segments, some behind the scenes things and interviews that they have, along with, we have one, this is from last week. This is Claudia interviewing Joey Chestnut on the field at Jackson Stadium. That's also on their YouTube page, which you can find right here. And now we are going to go down to the studio and check in with Darrin Rockcole for the latest on our rain chances that are sneaking up on us this Monday.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. As we've been talking about for several days, some heavy rainfall expected in the area late this afternoon, and it will take us into tonight. Our biggest threat will be some ponding of water on things like roadways that don't drain very well or low areas you may have in your yard, so do be alert to that. We're going to have rounds of rain and some thunderstorms. Now, our threat of severe weather is not zero, but it is pretty small. It is the heavy rain that is our concern. We take a look at our predicted rainfall, and in many locations an inch or two of rain is possible through tomorrow morning. Could be a few spots that even see more rain than that, so definitely some healthy rainfall amounts across the area. And the National Weather Service has issued a flood watch that does include Lansing, Jackson, St. John, Charlotte, the Battle Creek area, west to the Lake Michigan shoreline. That runs until noon on Tuesday. We actually have an area of low pressure that is near Chicago that is going to stay just to our south. It's going to be a very slow mover as it passes south of Michigan and brings these rounds of heavy rain. Maybe some thunderstorms in the mix as well. Notice the activity in the area at 8 o'clock this evening. It may start to slacken off a little bit late tonight, but then some more rain is expected as we head throughout the early morning hours of tomorrow. So plan on rain and some thunderstorms. Temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 70s. Now for us tonight, we continue with rain that'll be heavy at times. Lows tonight right around 60. Now the rain should wind down tomorrow morning. Some clearing in the afternoon, a high of 74. We are near 80 on Wednesday and plan on rain and some thunderstorms again on Thursday with a high of 73. Justin is in for Andy. He will have your updated forecast on News 10 starting at 4 over on WILX TV.
All right. Do you miss the days when you and Darrin would be here in the morning, early in the morning?
I tell you, we spent 5.5 years together in the mornings, both getting here about 1 a.m. And so it was, we were kind of punchy, you start work at 1 and you're getting up at midnight. He got up usually about before 11 o'clock, the night before.
You get a little punch drunk after a little while.
Yeah, but we had it was some pretty good times together. Yeah, it was fun.
Well, that was Darrin giving us an update on our weather. It's been kind of overcast all day today, so we've been talking a little bit about that. Like Nicole said, there are some events that are still getting rained out. So
yeah, it's going to be a very stormy night ahead, and the flood possibilities for some people is going to cause some headaches.
Well, David is here because he's going to be on first at 4 today. He's filling in for Taylor.
That's right.
This is like really your first time here, I think, other than when we talked about your 25th anniversary.
Yeah, that's right. I sit right over there on the other side of Ann.
10 feet away.
Yeah, it's very close. So every day I'm sitting right over there watching this all take place. And
laughing at us,
that's exactly.
Usually, especially if Tim's here.
Yeah, and now I'm sitting in the seat.
It's not
right?
that hard, right?
No, it's pretty easy.
My job's not that hard.
No, it's pretty good.
Well, we do have some stuff coming up on our 90 minutes of news. Here's a quick little look at what we've got at 4 o'clock with those storms, because you were mentioning the tornado in Perry on Friday.
Right.
Scams usually follow storms.
Exactly. And it's just people prey on people who are victimized by horrific events, and it's an unfortunate thing, but that's why we come out with these, advice about how to not become a victim twice. You've been victimized by the storm. Now you're trying to hire contractors to come out and cut down trees or to repair a roof or something like that.
Structure damage.
And you want peace of mind that you're hiring somebody that's not going to take advantage of you. And so we have advice to keep you from becoming a victim twice.
And then at 5 o'clock, just a little bit ago, we were airing the NTSB's update on that plane crash.
Yeah, that talk about remarkable. That
video is...
Can you imagine that plane, they ejected, the pilot and the passenger ejected safely from that MiG-23 Russian plane, and they don't know where that thing's going to crash. And all of a sudden, it's going toward an apartment complex. It crashes in a ball of fire. and nobody on the ground is injured.
That's what they were saying. It's an absolute miracle.
It is a
that
miracle.
Nobody was injured in that. So we have the latest on that. I know that the gentleman from the NTSB who was speaking at that press conference really was driving home. We are just so thankful that nobody was injured. And then at 5:30, a Michigan medicine study conducted in Texas finds that the majority of older adults with cognitive impairment are still behind the wheel driving, despite those concerns being raised by their caregivers. This is always a touchy subject.
And that is because that is the last piece of, I still am who I was when I was younger. The independence is to have those car keys. I know for my parents, they really put up a fight, those car keys taken away, but my older brother, was in charge of that and took them away and took the car keys away. They were in an accident, and it wasn't even their fault, but he thought this is the beginning of what could be to come. And so before they got into an accident that was their fault, he took the car keys away
Just
from
trying
them.
to be prepared and
Proactive,
with it.
yeah, exactly.
It's
yeah.
kind of that full circle moment where you get those keys handed to you at 16, you get your independence, and then at,
in your 80s,
in your
all of a
80s,
sudden,
you're like, okay, I gotta give it up.
Give it up, yeah.
So that's been something that's been talked about for years, and like you said, it's kind of been going through generations for a while now. And at 6 p.m., the Grand Ledge community is remembering its former fire chief.
Oh, I know. This man served the community for many, many, many years. So it's much of a remembrance, a celebration of his life and his commitment to the community.
And the Grand Ledge community is so wonderful.
Oh, tremendous,
so when something impacts them like that, they go all out to show their support.
Yeah, definitely.
And I have up here the Michigan being number 2 in the top 25 on my list.
That's isn't that something? Yeah, that's the highest they've ever been on preseason poll.
Yeah, and Georgia is number 1 for the first time in I think 15 years.
Yeah, and they back-to-back national
Joey
championships. So yeah, I mean.
As you can see there, Joey Ellis from New Sun Sports, he says Michigan State has 5 teams ranked in the preseason top 25 on its schedule. That's going to be
a tough. It's going to be a tough.
It's a challenge, but if the Spartans can overcome that, it'll be a good sign for this season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to college football. I was watching preseason football on and off from Friday night right through yesterday. I mean, and it's just preseason, but it is kind of fun to watch some of these, people that you've been hearing a lot about. And all of a sudden, here they are,
You never know who's going to be a breakout star.
You really don't. You really don't. And then the injuries. It's so sad. I know I was watching the Packer game, and then the next day they said one of these rookies, he's out for the season. He tore his ACL. So I'm like, are you kidding me? This person never even got to play in a regular season game. It's a preseason game, and his season's already over.
That's so devastating.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to. The crowd at Ford Field was electric.
Yeah, it's amazing. Did you go to the game?
I didn't, but I've been looking at tickets. Season tickets sold out for the first time. I think my at least adulthood, if not lifetime. Right. But I've been looking at tickets, and they're expensive. But I'm like, okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I understand why they're $200-$300 for really good seats. But I didn't go to the game. I know a couple of people who did, and they said the energy there was just
even for a preseason game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. Yeah. You'd love to see that.
And it was it was very Lions-esque to the game.
Right.
It was so down to the wire.
Right down to the end.
We're gonna have more about that along with the Michigan State outlook. Some news on Harbaugh. A look back at what Mel Tucker had to say coming up at 3:30 when Tim Stout joins us. But now we're going to go to our very own Spartan, Tanaya Jordan. She's going to let us know what her and the rest of the News 10 team are working on for 90 Minutes News today.
Thanks, Crystal. The fires in Hawaii are causing thousands of people to be forced out of their homes, and the death toll continues to rise. Here in mid-Michigan, there's a staff from MSU who has ties to Hawaii. He'll be talking to us today, coming up on News 10 at 5:30.
Thanks, Tanaya. I'm out here at MSU, and you can see behind me construction taking place at the Farm Lane Bridge. I'll have more on construction and what people can expect in our 90 minutes of news. I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Aaron.
Thanks, Mars. I'm Aaron Bowling, and today I'm in Perry to capture some of this tornado damage. Now, if you can see right here, what looks almost like a telephone pole is actually a tornado siren. That was one of the first things to be wiped out when the tornado hit. I'll have some more of the damage and what officials are saying about it on News 10 at 5 and 6. Crystal?
All right. That was Erin in Perry, as she said, and one of the things they were talking about was the tornado siren got taken out.
Yeah, I've just read her story that I'm reading for one of the newscasts in the 90 Minutes of News, and it was the main siren was taken out that controls all the other sirens.
Right.
So when it went down, none of them could work.
Right, because we were talking about that at one of our last storms is if there's a tornado in your county, do all of the sirens in the county go off or just the one closest to where the tornado is? And every county is different.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting how that works. But we were saying too, a lot of people were getting the alerts on their phones.
Right. And that was
especially
and that was one of the main things with the story that she wrote is that the emergency management team says the best thing you can do is to have a backup to a backup to a backup. You know,
Exactly.
on your phone we've got the first alert, you know, the weather app that we have. It's amazing. It's tremendous.
And I mean, you get everything from lightning detected in your area
Yes.
to rainfall to tornado warnings. Plus, our digital team was doing a really good job about sending out more push alerts. If you don't have the weather app, which you definitely should, especially because it's free and easy to use, our regular news app was also sending alerts
Right.
for people to be prepared. And I know a lot of people were upset that the tornado was coming through during football, but
Yeah.
you got to do what you got to do to
Yeah.
keep people safe. So, good thing is we don't have any reported of
And
major
no-
tragedies.
And
so.
yeah, no injuries, no deaths from that. So that is an amazing thing too. An EF1, that's a strong
It's-
tornado.
It's
So yeah.
no little dirt devil, that's
Yeah.
for sure. All right, well, that's what we have coming up. You'll see David in about an hour and 15
Yep.
minutes. You gotta.
Yep. I know.
You gotta
It's
go
gonna
get
be
ready.
busy. It's gonna be a busy day.
All right, well, that's what we have coming up. I'll be back here this afternoon with Tim, so get your questions in about college football for him. Thanks for watching.